Hello, today in class we're going to solve examples in which we're going to add or subtract integers. In the previous lesson, we wrote down the rules that we use when adding or subtracting integers. Let's write down these rules. If we are adding a 2, are positive numbers, then the result is a positive number. And what's more, we add the moduli of these numbers. When we add two negative numbers, we get a negative number in the answer, but we also add the modules of these numbers. Let's remember what a modulus is. The modulus or absolute value of a number is a positive number, and we always work with moduli. If we're adding a positive and a negative number, then in this case, in the answer, we can look at two cases. The answer can be negative, or the answer can be positive. But in either case, we're subtracting the moduli of these numbers. We apply these rules when solving examples. Let's take simple examples. First example, -8 plus 11. Before we can add two numbers with different signs, you need to see the sign of that number. What am I talking about? The number 8 is a negative number because it has a minus sign in front of it. But when solving examples, we always notice the sign in front of the number. And that sign is the sign of the number. The number 8 is a negative number because there is a minus sign in front of the number 8. The number 11 is a positive number because there is a plus sign in front of the number 11. You may ask the question, then where is the addition here? The thing is, I can write this example in a different form. I can write the number minus 8 plus a number plus 11. I'm adding two numbers with different signs. And then I will use the rule. When I use the rule, I can have two cases in my answer. Either the number is negative or the number is positive. So how do I put the correct sign? Well, by the rule of thumb, we take the greater of a modulo number by subtracting the lesser modulo number. Then we need to determine which of these numbers is greater in modulo. To do that, we need to find the absolute value, the number -8. Let's find the absolute value of this number. The modulus of the number -8, or the absolute value of this number, is 8. And the absolute value of the number 11 is the number 11. Then, the greater modulus of 11 is 11. I subtract 8 from 11. The result is the number 3. But before I have to write down the final answer. I have to write down the sign. I subtracted 8 from 11, and the number 11 had a plus sign. So in the answer, I put a plus sign of 3. But in math, you don't write down a positive number, and you don't write a plus sign. So I write the number 3. Using this rule, you will always get the right answer. One more example. Let's look at -11 plus 8. We can see that the number 11 is negative, and the number 8 is positive. In this case, we can again write -11. A plus 8, and then I add the two numbers with different signs. By the rule that I used in the previous example, I subtract the smaller number from the larger number. Determine the moduli. The modulus of the number -11 is 11, and the modulus of the number 8 is 8. Then from 11 I subtract 8. The result is the number 3. But the number 11 was written with a minus sign, so I put a minus sign in the answer. The answer is minus 3. Another example. Minus 23 minus 12. This example, we also consider the addition of two numbers. But what numbers? The number minus 23 is a negative number with a minus sign. And the number 12 is also negative with a minus sign. But then where is the addition? Let's write down this example in another way. Minus 23 plus minus 12. In this case, I use the second rule. I'm adding two numbers with the same sign. The number 23 has a minus sign and the number 12 has a minus sign. Now, and then by rule, I add the moduli of these numbers. The modulus of the number minus 23, that is 23. And the modulus of the number minus 12 is 12. 23 plus 12 is 35. But since I was adding two negative numbers, I put a minus sign in front of the number 35. When adding negative and positive numbers, you should always use the rules, and then you will get the right answer. In the next lesson, we will solve some more examples. And today our lesson has come to an end. Goodbye. See you again.